Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Making It Big Season 7. I'm your host AB Ravi. In any business, ups and downs are given, and most CEOs factor it in their vision statement. To a large extent, these ups and downs have to do with external environment like political uncertainty, economic slowdown, or an act of God. But it could also be because of family feud or promoters over-leveraging the balance sheet for mindless expansion and diversification. Or it could be a company's product and services not keeping pace with changing times. But what happens when one fine morning your boat is rocked for no fault of yours? Like in the game of snake and ladder, you suddenly find yourself brought down to ground zero. That's what happened to Rajesh Aggarwal. He had to walk out of a running business and start all over again. Rajesh, instead of crying over spilt milk or seeking sympathy from all and sundry, converted his adversity into opportunity. And the result for all to see. In a span of 15 years, Rajesh built Insecticides India into a 1,000 crore rupees company. This Delhi-based company, which makes insecticides, herbicides and weedicides, has carved out a distinct niche for itself in the marketplace. Take a look at Insecticides India's story and you'll know how to win the snake and ladder game in business.
It was the winter of 2001. The Delhi-based Aggarwal family that dominated the agrochemical space was seeing their family business split yet once again. For Rajesh Aggarwal, there was a sense of déjà vu. He was seeing the business split for the third time within a decade. But this time, he was the affected party. As decided by his father, Hari Chand Aggarwal, Rajesh quietly handed over the reins of Hindustan Pulverizing Mills, now HPM Chemicals and Fertilizers, to his father's youngest brother, Ashok Aggarwal, and walked out. Rajesh had the money, but he found himself at ground zero. The event had dazed him a bit, but after a week of intense introspection, he decided against charting a new sector and instead chose to continue in the same line of business, agrochemicals. And the reason was not far to seek. After majoring in commerce from Delhi's Guru Gobind College in 1992, Rajesh joined HPM, run by his grandfather, along with his father and two uncles. This was close on the heels of the family's first split in 1991. 22-year-old Rajesh was put through the grind by his uncles and father. This helped him learn the ABC of the agrochemicals business, understand the farmer's psyche, and get insights into the distribution, marketing and branding aspects of the crop protection business. All these stood him in good stead when he embarked on his business odyssey. Luckily for Rajesh, he had registered Insecticides India way back in 1996. Thus, Insecticides India formally came into being in October 2001 with 4 employees. His drawing room became a makeshift office. He had a lot of catching up to do since he was starting from scratch. But he was crystal clear about his goal and the path he would take to establish Insecticides India. He had put in place a multiple time frame strategy from short-term and mid-term to long-term horizon to secure a toehold in the $2.5 billion agrochemicals market. His short-term strategy was to do reverse engineering of products that went off patent and quickly launch those in the market. This was sold at a cost-plus basis to the farmers. For this activity, a formulation plant was set up in Chopanki, Rajasthan in 2002. Within a few months of operations, the new company managed to garner a turnover of 1.5 crore rupees. Parallelly, Rajesh put his medium-term strategy to play. Here the company leased 3 brands from Montari Industries and marketed them aggressively with catchy advertisements. The ads appealed to farmers and in the process Insecticides India made its presence felt. The new marketing push saw the company posting a turnover of 32 crore rupees in 2002-2003. a remarkable feat considering this period was hit by a severe drought. Emboldened by the response, Rajesh acquired all the 21 brands from Montari in 2003. This was the first decisive breakthrough, the first turning point. The buyout and lease strategy was indeed working well. In 2012, he bought the Monsel brand from Nosal. The biggest turning point, however, was in 2006 when Rajesh entered into technical collaboration with American Vanguard Corporation USA for the manufacturing and marketing of Thimit and later Nuvan in India. Thimit Insecticides proved to be the biggest money spinner and gave the company a countrywide presence. This medium-term strategy too yielded dividends. In 2012, he tied up with Nissan of Japan to produce the Hakama brand of herbicides and the Pulsar brand of fungicides in India. He also tied up with Nihon no Yaku of Japan to provide crop protection for paddy, pulses and vegetable crops. Today, Insecticides India is among the few companies in India that have a diverse portfolio of branded formulations, active ingredients and bulk formulations. But Rajesh was still restless. He kept exploring avenues to have a stranglehold on the marketplace. And then came the real masterstroke. He bet big on R&D by entering into a joint venture with research giant Oat Agro of Japan in 2013. The new facilities set up at Bhiwadi in Rajasthan would create molecules for new insecticides and herbicide products. This could prove to be a game changer for Rajesh.
We had a joint venture with Otsuka Group that time, OAT Agro Company Limited, Japan. And our prime vision is research and invention of agrochemicals, and those products will be available in the next 5 to 10 years time to the Indian farmers at a low price. That is our prime aim.
Today, the company, which has over 110 products in its portfolio, covers the entire value chain of crop protection, namely insecticides, herbicides, fungicides and PGRs. Its 7 manufacturing plants located in Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir and Gujarat produce formulations and technical synthesis. To ensure that the company's brands like Lethal, Victor, Thimit, Nuvan, Explode, Pulsar and Hakama have easy acceptance, the company has roped in Bollywood star Sunil Shetty as brand ambassador. This seems to have worked. The company's 4,800 distributors and 60,000 dealers are already reporting enthusiastic responses from the farmers in UP, Chhattisgarh, MP, Haryana, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. And that seems to be getting reflected in its financials. In the last 5 years, both the revenue and EBITDA have almost doubled. The turnover has risen from 522 crore rupees in FY 2012 to 988 crore rupees in FY 2016. During the same period, its EBITDA rose from 56 crore rupees to 92 crore rupees. Clearly, Rajesh Aggarwal is firing on all cylinders. He is a man in a hurry. What will change the complexion of the game for Insecticides India is its investment in R&D. Once new molecules roll out of R&D and are made available to farmers at an affordable price, it will take the company to a new high. On that note, it's time for a short break. When we come back, CNBC TV 18's AB Ravi talks to Rajesh Aggarwal of Insecticides India to find out about his multi-pronged growth strategy. Also joining us on the show is Sandeep Uppal of HSBC. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. For somebody who's a commerce graduate, his knowledge of crop science is impressive. He talks about molecules, formulations like a R&D head. I caught up with 46-year-old Rajesh Aggarwal, Managing Director of Insecticides India at his Bhiwadi plant in Rajasthan, to find out why he's betting only on agrochemical. This is what he has to say. Take a look. Rajesh, Sandeep, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Rajesh, when I began by asking you, you saw two split in your family business in the last 2 decades. But in the second split, you gave a running business to your uncle. The question is, why did you so? And what made you confident to get into the same line of business and become a successful man?
My father is a social man actually. So by the time when we had this split, my father was heading the family company and I was head of sales for almost a decade. He wanted to give the business to my uncle because he believed that his children are yet to be married actually and he had to establish. So he asked me, what do we do? I said, as you please. We moved out of our chair and went home. And then we were thinking what to do again. So it took us 3-4 days to take a decision that yes, we wish to re-enter into the agrochemical business. But we decided we'll do it differently. And that is something we proved over a period of time. I say that our business has seen a lot of changes, and what we are today, we had not thought that day actually that we will be establishing. Yes, we will be establishing our company like this.
Rajesh, since you have to start from scratch, you need to make for a lost time. So what kind of strategy you put in place? I mean to say short term, medium term, long term.
Ravi, our strategy evolved over a period of time.
Okay.
So in the first place, we started with the brand business. Here we started with acquisition of brands because we believed that Indian farmer is a very loyal customer actually. And the brands which were popular in the past, if we could relaunch them well into the market, that will give us the edge in the market. Because sometimes people forget that there was a time gap in between.
Yeah, sure.
So we launched certain brands after a gap of 4-5 years. Like initially we took over brands of Montari Industries. Okay. It was a very successful strategy. Then as MNCs were shedding out their generic brands, so there were certain number 1 brands which were available in the market. So BASF sold their brand Thymet to MVEC of USA. We leased Thymet from MVEC in 2006. So this took us to the entire country very fast and made a good recognition of our company. Then we thought that we need to give the newer technology to the farmer. So the first thing I did in 2005 was I set up my R&D center for backward integration. And the main aim of this R&D center was to reverse engineer the technologies which are already getting off patented. That the largest of brands in our industry are patented molecules.
Okay.
So I formed a medium-term strategy of collaborating with the Japanese companies to bring these patented technologies to the country. Then we further strategized that if we wish to plan a long term, then we must have our own patents.
True.
So invention of a molecule is very, very difficult. Yeah. So first thing is we started by making certain mixture, certain formulations and starting their patents. Okay. And apart from that, we also collaborated with a Japanese company called OAT Agrio company, which was a Otsuka group company, to set up a R&D center here in India. This was first of its kind venture, the first R&D laboratory to discover the agrochemical molecules in India.
Which was the biggest turning point of your business where you felt, I am here to stay for good, I don't need to look behind?
Yes, the acquisition of brands supported us a lot.
Okay.
Biggest turnaround came in by acquisition of Thymet. Because Thymet was a all India number 1 brand in its segment, and even today it is the number 1 brand in my segment.
Is it a revenue spinner for you?
Yes, it's a revenue spinner.
Interestingly, I find for an insecticide company, you have wrote in Bollywood star Sunil Shetty to endorse your product. What made you do that?
I wanted an all India face, all India recognition.
Okay.
Since he hails from Karnataka and is popular, a Hindi film star actually, and his macho personality was influencing. So I used him because his personality, his face, and he has done justification to the ads what we have made actually.
Sandeep, you heard the first person account from Rajesh about his company. How in short time he had different kind of strategies to build his company. So as a banker, what is your take?
So Ravi, as we heard from Rajesh's story, it's a very young company. 15 years in Indian environment is very young. You're really taken seriously after the first 25 years. And if you see the start, it kind of played to Rajesh's strength, which is in sales. So the beginning of the company was rightfully in distribution and branding, which gave it the initial volumes and the revenue to work with. But early enough, Insecticides India, Rajesh himself realized the importance of backward integration and working on technology. And that kind of sets it apart from other companies, whereby early enough they've been working on their own R&D, getting into JVs to ensure that they get into backward integration, and that reflects in their sales turnover, which 70% may be what we said the traditional, but 30% comes from technicals. Now going forward, the company is well positioned because other than the Indian market, where penetration still has to go a long way, herbicide, fungicide opportunities exist, backward integration story still has to play out. So I think there is huge opportunity for the company there, and despite all the successes of insecticides, exports are minuscule, and that's another area where the company can excel in.
Okay, Rajesh, if I were to ask you, you're in the sector which is dominated by global players.
Yes.
There are big business houses and there are well-established DC players. So what sets Insecticide India apart?
We have got a strong network actually. We are in this business for past 3 generations. So there are set of distributors who are working with us for 2-3 generations. So we have not disturbed them if the basic strategy is matching. When I say the basic strategy, that we wish to bring in the newer technologies. If the distributor is supporting in establishing the technologies, we are continuing with him.
Okay.
And wherever there is a gap, we open those markets. So we today have mixed set of distributors. There are distributors who have grown with us. I mean to say from 10 lakhs to few crores, from a scooty or a scooter to a SUV.
True.
And there are other people who are joining in with us because they know the aggression of the company and the way we are bringing the newer technologies and the way we work with the farmer to educate him about these technologies. Because when I am selling the new technology product, I have to sell it to the farmer directly. My boys have to go into the field, they have to conduct farmer meetings, group meetings, one-to-one meetings. They have to show the efficacy of the product in the farmer's field, then demonstrate it to the groups of farmers, showing the results actually. So that type of activity is involved. Since we are very, very aggressive in the market, so we are able to prove to the companies that we are a good partner for them.
Sandeep, if you were to do a SWOT analysis on Insecticide India, what would it be?
Strengths first, clearly very dynamic, very strong brands and distribution, started the backward integration earlier than others, and the JV partners it has and the quality of the JV partners. So that's really the strength of the company. As far as threats are concerned, we discussed earlier, it's about the monsoon, it's about the fact that how do you finance the farmers as well as any regulations which may come out in the future. As regards opportunity is immense because the Indian market will continue to grow given the under-penetration of the market, newer opportunities in fungicide, herbicides, newer opportunities in exports, and newer opportunities in backward integration. And I draw a parallel between where the pharmaceutical sector is and where agrochemical is currently. You could see the sector, and that's where insecticides could benefit, to be a bit like pharma in probably a decade or so. As far as the weakness is concerned, as I highlighted earlier, still a relatively young company. The journey in the first 1,000 crores has been great. The challenge for the company would be how does it ensure that the organizational framework is strong enough to support a 2,000 crore company or a 3,000 crore company over the next few years.
Okay, Rajesh, in 2002, you had a turnover of 1.5 crore, and today it's 1,000 crore, 15 years later. Now, what's your dream now?
I believe in continuous growth. So we wish to grow by 15 to 20% depending on the seasonality and depending on the type of products we are able to launch, because ours is a restricted industry.
Okay.
So on an average, if I grow by 15 to 20%, which means we'll be doubling every 4 years. So that is the target. So we can say
doubling
that
every 4 years.
Yes, we can say that we would like to double ourselves or reach 2,000 crores in 4 to 5 years of time easily.
What are the ingredients to succeed in business?
I believe that there is scope to succeed in any sector. It is the commitment. Sometimes I say that success formula is very easy.
Okay.
Everybody is aware of that success formula. But people don't work to succeed. I mean to say, like I am overweight. If I am able to spend half an hour on morning walk, I can reduce. But I have no priority in life, or I am not able to prioritize or give half an hour daily actually. So it is as simple. So sometimes I say if there is hunger in the stomach, a spark in eyes, smile in face and joy in your heart, you can succeed.
So what are the advice would you give an youngster who wants to start a business today, the do's and don'ts?
I would say that you must do whatever you decide. There is a scope of success everywhere in whatever you do.
Okay.
Yes, a little bit of innovation is required, but whatever you decide, do that with full effort. Because sometimes I say to people, people try to work like I would say, hand pump. When you press the hand pump, the water starts coming slowly.
Yeah.
And you leave that hand pump. You go to another hand pump. Again pump. The water again it comes slowly. After 3-4 hand pumps, you realize that my luck is not good. But you forget, if you keep on pumping the one pump, the water speed, the water flow is going to multiply actually. You forget that. So people leave their focus and they try to shift here, there, and the impatience. So they are not able to do good anywhere. So they get confused. So you have to be focused around the idea. You have to create that idea looking at, yes, all plus minus of that idea actually. And if you are focused, then yes, success is waiting for you.
Okay, very well put, Rajesh. Thanks for being on the show. Thanks for being on the show, Sandeep. Well, that was Rajesh Aggarwal candidly answering all questions with a lot of passion. Well, these are the mantras he implemented to build Insecticides India. Innovation and constant investment in technology are the key to success in any business. Need to have short-term, medium-term and long-term strategy. Challenges are part of the business, so don't crack under pressure. Goodwill can take you places. And finally, believe in yourself. Interesting mantras those. Looking at this week's story, I'm reminded of an observation made by Drew Houston, founder and CEO, Dropbox, and I quote him, "Don't worry about failure. You only have to be right once," unquote. On that thinking note, it is time to say goodbye. See you next week with another interesting episode. Till then, keep watching CNBC TV 18.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.